Freeman Delusion, the organised pseudo-legal commercial argument in Australia. Take a listen.
Let's do it with some assistance. And who better to assist us than Rob Sudi, the man on this subject. Rob runs the incredible blog site Freeman Delusion. I have mentioned that blog in my videos numerous times. Rob put together what I think is the definitive encyclopedia and historical and current resource on Australian soft-sit rhetoric, figures and so on. Rob's been running battles with soft-sit figures and influences for longer than most of us ever even knew what this idea was. Rob's actually an ex-soft-sit himself. He told me all about it in a chat from out in his remote property where he lives mostly off the grid. What's so valuable is that he's been around for long enough that he's been having arguments with the founding father parasites of illegal shit in Australia. He's been having arguments with them on Facebook since they started. You know what I mean? That history is really, really important.
So today we have Rob Sudi, who is the leading expert on soft-sits in this country, I would say by a long stretch. His website, the Freeman Delusion, comprehensively covers the history, the case law, and the players of the OPCA movement. OPCA stands for Organised Pseudo-Legal Commercial Argument, which is it's a term the Associate Chief Justice John Rook of the Court of the Queen's Bench in Alberta used to describe the vexatious and incredibly stupid litigants that claim to be freemen on the land and sovereigns to themselves.
Yeah, probably say this a couple of times in the show. Rob Sudi is Australia's resident expert in sovereign citizens.
Or OPCA adherence, because you know he's on your shoulder.
Yes, that's right. So his website, freemandelusion.com, I believe that's it, is something to check out, listeners, if you're interested in pursuing this more.
An actual, it's a law database. It's great. It's really, really well written. And as a law student, I want him to become a student at law, but he just fucking refuses to, but it's fine. Anyway, hey, Rob.
While we're on the topic of the courts, Lieutenant Dan tried his hand at a soft-sit defence that resulted in additional charge of contempt being laid.
Wow.
And a couple of his supporters being removed from the court. I don't know. I'm thinking we need to buy them a subscription to Freeman Delusion. Maybe Rob Sudi can bring them back from the brink. I don't know.
At very least, he should be talking to senior police and senior police commanders.
Mm-hmm.
This is what happens when you come across these people. These are the triggers, so they can put in place some training.
And he needs to stop doing it for free. Just saying, Rob.
What stands out for you with Rob's case?
I mean, I should mention I'm a bit chuffed to hear Rob speak because I've followed his stuff for a couple of years. And I think what Rob highlights is the nuances that I think get lost in the public discourse. And one, I think, okay, so every time you've said Bunnings Karen today, I've scoffed or I've smirked because it has that association with me. It's very meme worthy at the moment. You know, it's just, it's very dominant in popular discourse. However, I think it's really important to actually take it seriously and not scoff. Like, that's probably my first starting point and probably my challenge just as a human being that has a sense of humor, just to not scoff when someone comes to you with these sorts of things. Because the assumption is that people that buy into these ideologies are gullible or stupid, and it's anything but. And quite often we see that in a lot of extremist movements where there are highly, highly intelligent people engaged with these sorts of things.